pedigree analysis. Okay, so actually genetic counseling or this analysis is not very common in India, but in abroad and all, this pedigree and genetic counseling plays a very important role. If at all a couple is planning to have a baby, first thing they'll do is they'll go and take this genetic counseling, so that they will screen. Okay, so they will know what gene is running in their family. If at all a newborn is if at all they're planning for a baby, what chances, what percentage of chances are there, so the baby will be affected with this or that or whatever criteria or whatever disorder is running in their family. So this pedigree analysis is nothing but, see, it is a pictorial representation of one particular gene running in a family. Okay, so I can do a pedigree only for one particular disease or a disorder. Okay, so I'll have particular symbols here in pedigree. The square stands for male. Circle stands for female. Okay, so if I draw one line in between them, it means that the male and female, they both are married. Okay, if I draw a double line, it means consanguineous marriage. That means a close relative marriage. Single line indicates normal marriage. Two lines will indicate the consanguineous marriage or the close relative marriage. Okay, next, I will draw the offspring in the order in which they are born. Okay, for example, first if it is a girl child and then it is a boy child, I should only draw girl first and then followed by a boy. I should not change the order, because that order will indicate the order in which they are born. Okay, next is that if I keep a dot, okay, it means that they are carriers. I'll tell you what carrier is. Okay, so carriers means I will keep a dot. Then if I completely shade them, if I darkly completely shade them, it means that they are affected by the disease. Okay, fine. So with this, now I'm going to show you, I'm going to draw a small pedigree, which I'm going to show you now. Okay, first thing is that okay, so now, so what does it show is that, see, this is a male and female. So they have one son, one daughter and one son. Okay, son's daughter and daughter's son, that is cousins, close cousins, first generation cousins. They both got married, that is, this is called close relative marriage, and the child born to them is affected. Okay, the child born to them is affected with that particular disease. Okay, now you will be getting a lot of problems based on this pedigree analysis. Okay, the first and foremost thing which you have to know is, you have to know what type of disease is this. Okay, so there are totally 4 types: 2 dominant, dominant, dominant. Next is recessive and recessive. Okay, so what dominant is that? We have 2 types of disease. One is autosomal, okay, and the other one is sex linked. Again, autosomal and sex linked. So in a given pedigree, at times they might directly tell you like this is this kind of disease, but at times they'll not tell you what type of disease is that. You have to analyze. Okay, fine. What are the criteria which will help you in analyzing is that, see, first thing is, if it is autosomal disease, okay, there is no difference of men and women. All are equally affected, because autosomes, normally we have, how many chromosomes we have? We have totally 23 pairs of chromosomes. Correct? In that, 22 are autosomes and 1 pair is your sex chromosome. So this 22 autosomes are common for both men and women. So if there is a problem in autosomes, it affects both men and women equally. But if there is a problem in this one pair of sex chromosome, that comes under your sex link. Okay, so autosomal will not have a difference as men and women. Both are equally affected. Whereas sex chromosome, it will differentiate the sexes. Clear? Next is dominant. If a disease is a dominant disease, okay, in the pedigree, you can see in each generation, that is, this is one generation, this is other generation, this is next generation, and this is the other generation, correct? So what happens is, in each generation, okay, some or the other will be affected. For example, if you see only one person is affected here nobody is affected, correct? So this is not a dominant disease. If it is a dominant, here one will be affected, here one will be affected, here. So likewise, everybody will be affected in one generation. Okay, it will not skip the generations, but everybody will be affected in each and every generation. So that is how you can identify the dominant disease. Okay, and one more thing, dominant disease will not have carriers. Only the recessive disease will have the carriers. So for example, if this person is affected and these two are not affected, that means it is a recessive disease, correct? If it is a dominant disease, any of the parents should be affected, but no. So parents are fine, only the children are affected. That means it is a dominant disease. That means it is a recessive disease. Okay, so mother will be carrying the defective gene, father will be carrying the defective gene. So both mother and father are carriers here. Okay, that is why the child is affected. Correct? So both mother and father are carriers. So that means it is a autosomal recessive disease. Say in case if the father is also affected, then I'll call it as sex-linked recessive disease. So main thing is that if the sibling is affected, parents are fine, it is a recessive disease. Clear? Autosomal or sex-linked, you can decide based upon the other criteria. If you see if you see both the sexes are equally affected, it is autosomal. If you see a male affected, then it is sex-linked. So I'll list out. Okay. So in autosomal dominant, both male and female are equally affected. Okay. And you can see, okay, here and also in autosomal recessive, both male and female are equally affected. Okay. In sex-linked dominant, okay, sex-linked concerns only your XY and XX. In sex-linked dominant, more of females are affected. Why? Because females have 2 copies of X and X. So though you have one affected X, a female will be affected because it is a dominant disease. So in a sex-linked dominant disease, more females are affected. Whereas in sex-linked recessive disease, more males are affected. How? Why? Because males have only 1 copy of X chromosomes. Females have, see, if this is a female, this is an affected gene, but still the female is not affected because there's one more X to save the female from this X. But in male, only 1 X is there, and if it is affected, it will end up in a disease. Clear? So sex-linked recessive, more chances for males. Sex-linked dominant, more chances of females. Okay. So first, initially, you have to analyze what type of disease is that, and then proceed accordingly. Okay. Now, I'll just roughly tell you some problems. Okay, let's see how it works. Okay. Okay. So now we've been seeing about 4 patterns of inheritance. One is autosomal dominant, sex-linked dominant, autosomal recessive, and sex-linked recessive. So I told you some key points to identify or to choose, to analyze what pattern of inheritance is that. Okay. Now let's quickly see some problems related to this. First is a man, okay, whose father was colorblind. Okay. So before, if at all you want to sort out these kind of problems, you have to know about some diseases and their pattern of inheritance, which I'll be talking about that later. But as of now, color blindness. Color blindness is a recessive disorder. Clear? So what happens is a man whose father is colorblind, okay, marries a woman whose mother is colorblind. Okay. So a man, I'll repeat, I'm just drawing the pedigree. I'll repeat the same, 1 second. I'll just give you a simple problem once and then see about that. Okay, so first thing is, okay, a man marries a woman whose father is colorblind. Okay, so a man is marrying a woman whose father is colorblind. So just because colorblind is a disorder, I'm shading the entire box. Okay, the person is affected, so I'm shading the entire box. Okay, now what percentage of kids born to this couple will be colorblind? Okay, so a man marries a woman whose father is colorblind. So what percentage of their kids will be colorblind is what we have to find out. Okay, so as I told you, colorblind is a recessive disorder. Okay, now, so it is autosomal recessive. So what I'm going to do is, so if you see X, Y will be here, whereas here it will be X and X, correct? So this is actually, the problem is with the sex chromosome. So what happens is that one of the X chromosome is affected, correct? So that is why this father should be having this kind of makeup. That is why he is affected, correct? Only one X, there is no other X to defend him. Same thing, here one X is there, but this female is not affected. Why? Because this is a sex-linked recessive disorder. Okay, if it is autosomal recessive disorder, then what happens is that he will also not be affected. Clear? So if the disease, so I'm just telling you, if the disease is autosomal recessive, what happens is that the will not be affected because it has nothing to do with X and Y, correct? If it is sex-linked recessive, okay, then it will be like this. Okay, so this female is a carrier. Now, just draw the checkerboard with this. So one is XY, the male is unaffected, whereas female, one is affected, correct? So what will be the offsprings? X dot X, X dot Y, X, X and XY, correct? So in this, if you see, these two are females, these two are males. Okay, who is affected here? This is a, if the disease is sex-linked recessive, then what happens is that if it is sex-linked recessive, okay, if it is a sex-linked recessive disease, then this female is a carrier because one more X is there to protect her. Okay, so and this male is affected and these two are not affected. If it is sex-linked recessive, okay, if it is sex-linked dominant, the disease is sex-linked dominant, then this female is affected, this is also affected, whereas these two are not affected. Simple. Dominant, if you find one copy, it means they're affected. Okay, so she is affected, he is affected, and these two are not affected. Okay, if it is autosomal recessive, okay, if it is autosomal recessive, I should not see this X or Y. I should just see if I have two copies, it will be affected. Okay, so if there are two copies, affected. If there are two copies, affected. So not affected, not affected. These two are carriers. And if it is autosomal dominant, these two are affected. Clear? So this is how we have to sort out. Now I'll just list out the conditions, okay, and I'll tell you in what case they're affected and not affected. Autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, sex-linked dominant, and the other one is sex-linked recessive. Now let's see the conditions. Okay, so first case is X dot X. Second is X dot Y. XX and XY. Okay. Okay, if it is autosomal dominant, if I put tick, it means they're affected. So one copy, autosomal, don't look for X and Y. Even if you have one copy, they're affected. One copy is there affected. One copy is there affected. Two copies are there affected. Not affected. Clear? Dominant is very easy. Next is sex-linked dominant. So now I have to check for X and Y chromosome. Okay. So just because they're saying it as dominant, it's very easy. Though you have one copy, it means it is affected. So sex-linked dominant, affected, 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 not affected. Autosomal recessive. Okay. So autosomal recessive, blindly, no X or no Y. If I have two copies, it is affected. If I have one copy, it is not affected. One copy, not affected. One copy, not affected. Two copies, affected. Correct? And here, not affected. Sex-linked recessive. Here, I have to check. Two copies, definitely affected, recessive. Okay. It's only one copy here, but sex-linked. Only one X chromosome is there. So, this person is affected. Here, sex-linked recessive. One copy is there, one more X is there to save. So, she is a carrier and not affected. Clear? And here it is not affected. Clear? So, this is how we have to sort out. Okay. So, you have to, so you will get the offsprings like this. So, if you see here, 50% of the females are carriers, 50% of the males are affected, 50% of the females not affected, 50% of the males not affected. Overall, the affected percentage is 25 overall. But in females, the affected percentage is 50. Clear? So this is how we have to sort it out. Okay.